Greetings and salutations, my dearest friends. My name is Samantha, and today I'm going to be talking about some books that just feel like fall. Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. I feel like I haven't filmed in quite a minute. Life has been a little bit crazy recently, but we're back because it's my favorite season. It is fall. I feel like that is really the best time to be reading romance books, fantasy books, cozy mysteries. Like, it is the moment. So I have a lot of books that just feel like fall to me. The vibes, the energy, the covers, the setting. It's just like the perfect type of books to build a blanket for, crawl under the covers with your Kindle, and like read on a rainy day. These are the books that I love and that I recommend and that I shall share with you today. I also just reorganized like my bookshelves and moved into a new space, so I don't know where a lot of my books are at the moment, so I will put everything on the screen. My apologies. A lot of these covers are so gorgeous, but again, I'll put them on the screen. All right, so the first book I want to talk about, and I can actually do like a whole video on vampire books that I love and recommend for like spooky season. One book to me that just screams fall vibes is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Now this is giving more like gothic, moody, dark vibes. This is a vampire novel. It follows our heroine, Lady Constanza, who is essentially known as Dracula's first consort. His name is never particularly mentioned in this book, but that's what it is alluding to, and it follows her journey of getting turned into a vampire, falling in love with Dracula, and then their relationship turning darker. This is written almost in a letter format of Lady Constanza telling her story, and it is so stunning. The writing is gorgeous. It's dark, it's gothic, it's lyrical. There are times where this book is very sensual and romantic, but also like a little horrifying. So it is the epitome of like a perfect vampire book to me, and of course I'm going to recommend it for fall, so I love that one. S.T. Gibson does have a book called Education in Malice, and that one is a dark academia book inspired by Carmilla. I do like that one, but not as much as I like the original work of Carmilla. Honestly, I do think Carmilla would be a perfect book to add to like your fall curriculum because it is just so good. It is a classic, but it reads incredibly modern, and it is pretty short. It's like less than 200 pages, so you could fly through it. I have read pretty much any Carmilla retelling that I can possibly find, and nothing beats and encapsulates like the vibe of the original work. Carmilla is the original vampire. She is the blueprint. In fact, this book actually is what inspired Dracula and so much vampiric literature, and it's sapphic vampires, which you guys know I'm gonna love. It follows our heroine Laura, who lives in an isolated estate with her family. In the beginning of the book, when she's a young child, you can see that she has been exposed to like the supernatural paranormal community, but she never really knows exactly what is happening until one day there's a carriage accident outside of her family's estate and a young girl is injured. The girl ends up being Carmilla, and they invite her into her home so that she can rest, but also because Laura is feeling very lonely and wants some type of companionship. But what they don't realize is they're literally inviting a monster, a vampire, into their home. I would not describe this as a romance, not by any stretch of the imagination, although there are very, again, romantic, sensual themes in this book. It's gory, gothic, horrifying, beautiful, like all of the things. I really do love the original Carmilla. Essentially a staple in not only vampire culture, but sapphic culture as well. Illustrations are just like stunning. So yeah, if you can, I would say pick up this copy because it has illustrations as well as annotations that make it feel a little bit more modern because it is a classic work. If you're still feeling the vampire vibes, another good one is Fangs by Sarah Anderson. This is a graphic novel of a romance between a vampire and a werewolf. It is pretty short, less than 200 pages, and the graphics kind of remind me of like an old comic book, and it's just really fun. So another one that I would recommend for the fall season. Another one that is so good to read during the fall is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thompson. This is a YA male-male romance. It follows our main character Yadriel, who is a trans boy. His family dabbles in magic, and he has always known like in his heart that he was a brujo, a male witch. His family doesn't really understand him, so he wants to prove himself and prove that that he has magic, and in doing so he ends up finding a ghost. This ghost is a boy that Yadriel actually had a crush on. They went to school together. It's pretty apparent that this ghost feels unsettled and is tethered to earth, and something horrible happened. So Yadriel is trying to figure out what is going on. He ends up discovering a lot of family secrets, dark magic, and it is just a perfect romance to read during the fall time. This book is so atmospheric, and because it has the witchy vibes, it goes with like the fall season so beautifully. This next one is another retelling of a classic novel, and it is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This is inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. I believe the novel is called The Fall of the House of Usher. This book is another one that is so atmospheric and cozy, even though it is in the horror genre. It is pretty much like a direct retelling, reimagining of the Edgar Allan Poe work, so if you're familiar with that. It follows our main character who is invited to this remote countryside because one of their friends is ill, and once they get there they realize that something horrifying is happening with the estate and the land around them. There are times where this book is so creepy and unsettling, but again, has those cozy vibes, so I love to read it during the fall time. Every time I film, my nephew wants to come in and see what I'm doing. So he is sitting on the bed and he is playing video games. So if you hear any background noise, that's what it is. I feel like that's my disclaimer in every video now, but like as soon as I turn on the camera, he's like, what you doing? Anyways, the next one I love for the fall season is actually a fantasy book, and it is Cursed Cocktails by S.L. Rowland. This one is a very cozy male-male fantasy romance. It follows a hero who has a very rare magic, and it is blood magic, where he is literally able to stop someone's blood from like beating into their heart. In this fantasy world, the different kingdoms are being attacked by these monsters, and he uses his magic to defend the kingdom and kill these monsters, and he has been a warrior for many years. Forming his magic does come at a cost though, and he has a lot of chronic pain, so he decides to retire. As he's kind of figuring out what he wants to do in his life, he is reminded of his parents. His parents passed away when he was really young, and all that he had left of them was a recipe book that his father had for all of like these drinks and food that he wanted to make when he opened his own restaurant. Our hero decides to move into a new town, open up a bar, and make these drinks in his father's memory. He ends up meeting a bartender that quickly becomes his friend, and there's like a little small romance between the two of them. It is so cozy. When you read this book, you will want a fall drink. You will want a pumpkin spice latte. You will want some apple cider. The description of like the drinks and the town and the atmosphere is like so perfect for fall. I really like this one. I've reread it multiple times because it's just so cozy and so good. I love the audiobook. There's another one that S.L. Rowland has that I really do like. I think it's called like Path to Villainy, and this one is so interesting. I read the audiobook of this one, and it follows our character who is an NPC player. Like he is in a video game. Job is basically to help like buff heroes and give them like power-ups, and that's how he lives the rest of his life. However, as he's in this game, his memories are kind of being taken away each night, so he's not really remembering what is happening the day before, and then all of a sudden his memories come back and he realizes that the heroes that he thought he was helping were actually terrible. They were so mean to him, they were abusive, they were just these awful people. His story is basically the beginning of his villain origin. He realizes that the heroes of this game are not as good as everyone makes them out to be, and he wants revenge for how they've treated him. So it follows his story as he becomes a villain in this game, and it's actually really cool, really cozy. I really liked it, so listen to the audiobook because it's only like a couple hours. If you're looking for some more queer cozy fantasies, there's Legends and Lattes. That one is a cult classic. Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. That's a sapphic cozy fantasy that is also so good. Next up is a romance that I read last year and really enjoyed, and it was Spookily Yours by Jennifer Chipman. This one kind of gives me like Halloween Town, Practical Magic vibes because the setting is so cozy. Heroine is a witch and she's looking for a familiar, and everywhere that she goes she kind of sees this black cat and feels like really drawn to him, so she ends up adopting this cat. She takes him home, and it turns out that this cat is not a cat at all. In fact, it's like a century-old demon that was cursed and trapped into the body of a cat. She ends up helping him break this curse, and he's actually like a very sexy man. I love this one. The cover is so good. Jennifer Chipman always has like the cutest covers, and a lot of her books are perfect for fall as well. I know she has a new release this month that I currently have on my fall TBR, so I'm excited to read that one too. And a cozy fantasy that is perfect for this season is Fellowship of Bakers and Magic by Jay Penner. This one follows our heroine whose dream is to open up a bakery. This is if the Great British Baking Show was like cozy witchy magic vibes. That's what this book is. So our heroine gets signed up to go on this show, which is essentially the magical version of Great British Baking Show. It is a baking competition. She really wants to win the prize money to open up her own bakery, and it follows her story. There is a romance in here, but really I feel like the main plot of the book is like that cozy baking aspect, which is perfect for the fall time. During fall and winter, I also really love reading like small town romances, and the perfect series is the Love Light series by B.K. Borison. It's 4 books that follow different characters in a small town, and each book is based on a different season. So you have one for Christmas, spring, summer, and fall, obviously. So that's the one I'm going to recommend in this video, and it is Business Casual by B.K. Borison. It follows our heroine Nova, who lives in this small town, and she's really like focused on her business. She wants to open up her own tattoo shop, and her entire life is kind of consumed with that. Hero Charlie is the brother of one of her best friends, and he works in New York for like a finance company. He's like a total finance bro, but he ends up staying in this small town to help his sister with her business while she's on vacation. And Nova and Charlie have a chemistry that they can't really deny. So Nova suggests a one-night stand, no strings attached situation, but of course real feelings get involved, and it follows their romance. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love the way Charlie like is obsessed with our heroine, as he should be, B.K. Borison writes romances that are so cozy but also really impactful and discuss important things like mental health representation, and I just love her books so much. I think they're really special. I'm not like the biggest fan of contemporary romances all the time, but like her books, A+, love them. And this one's perfect for fall. It is literally set in the fall season in a small town, just so good. I have like so many books on my notes. I didn't even realize it, and when I was thinking of it, I was like thinking of all these fall aesthetic books. So I don't want this to be hours and hours long, so maybe we'll do a part 2 if you want to see that. Let me know if that would be interesting to you. I'll do some rapid fire recs real quick here at the end of the video. If you're looking for even more cozy fantasy recs, there is the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. That one is a cozy paranormal romance. A classic is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstein. As a YA novel, it takes place in a circus, and it's these 2 characters who have magical powers, and they're kind of like competing against each other. Again, a classic, but it's so atmospheric during the fall time. Another small town romance that is a cult favorite, everybody loves it, is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. If you like the Gilmore Girls, like the TV show, you would absolutely love this book. Another one that kind of gives those 90s vibes like Gilmore Girls is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. Those are just some like rapid fire additional recommendations, but let me know if you want a part 2. If you stayed this long and you enjoyed this video, please leave an emoji. Just leave like some fall leaves in the comments down below, since this is all about fall vibes. Leave that emoji down below if you stayed this long, and I'll know that we're bookish besties. Also, leave me some recommendations that you think I should read and add to my fall TBR. As always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend time with me. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are all staying happy and healthy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Love you.